There is an old story from feudal Japan about a young warrior named Takeshi who could not understand why his master always defeated him in training, despite both of them practicing the same techniques for the same amount of time. One morning, Takeshi woke before dawn and quietly followed his master, hoping to discover some secret technique. What he witnessed changed everything. His master was not practicing sword forms or studying battle strategies. Instead, he sat perfectly still in the darkness, watching the last star fade from the sky as the sun began to rise. The master's eyes were open, his breathing calm, his presence completely absorbed in that single moment between night and day. When Takeshi asked about this practice later, his master smiled and said, "The battle is won before the sword is ever drawn." A warrior who cannot master the morning will never master himself. This practice was known among the samurai as viewing the morning star, and it represented far more than simply waking early. It was a sacred ritual that set the foundation for everything that would follow in the day ahead. While most people today struggle to drag themselves out of bed, checking their phones before their eyes are fully open, the samurai understood something profound about how we begin our days. They knew that the first moments after waking carry a special power, a window of clarity that either gets captured or lost forever. The samurai would rise in the hours before dawn, typically around 4 or 5 in the morning, when the world remained wrapped in silence and darkness. This timing was not random or simply about discipline. They believed that the pre-dawn hours held a unique quality of stillness that could not be found at any other time of day. Modern science has actually confirmed what these ancient warriors knew instinctively. Research shows that our minds are clearest and most receptive in the early morning hours, before the noise and demands of daily life begin to cloud our thinking. The samurai called this time the hour of the tiger, and they protected it fiercely. The ritual began not with action, but with stillness. Upon waking, a samurai would not immediately leap into activity. Instead, he would sit in meditation, often facing east toward where the sun would soon rise. His posture was upright but not rigid, grounded but not tense. The goal was not to think about the day ahead or to plan strategies and tasks. The goal was simply to be present, to observe the last star in the sky, to witness the exact moment when darkness surrendered to light. This practice cultivated what the samurai called Fudoshin, the immovable mind, a state of inner stability that no external chaos could shake. During this meditation, breathing became the anchor. The samurai practiced what they called Tanden breathing, drawing air deep into the belly rather than the chest. Each breath was slow, deliberate, and complete. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6, hold for 2. This pattern was not arbitrary. The extended exhale activated the body's natural relaxation response, calming the nervous system and clearing the mind of scattered thoughts. The samurai understood that if they could not control their breath, they could not control their mind, and if they could not control their mind, they had already lost any battle they might face. After this period of seated meditation, which typically lasted between 15 and 30 minutes, the ritual would transition to what we might call intention setting. Though the samurai would never have used such modern language, they would reflect on their purpose, on the code of Bushido that governed their lives. They would ask themselves a simple but profound question: what kind of warrior will I be today? Not what will I accomplish, not what do I need to do, but who will I be? This subtle shift in focus made all the difference. By beginning with identity rather than activity, they rooted their entire day in their deepest values rather than in external demands or expectations. The viewing of the morning star itself carried deep symbolic meaning. The morning star, which we know as Venus, appears in the sky just before dawn, the last celestial body visible before the sun rises. For the samurai, this star represented the bridge between darkness and light, between unconsciousness and awareness, between sleep and full presence. To witness this transition was to participate consciously in the daily rebirth that most people sleep through. It was a reminder that every single day offers a fresh beginning, a chance to start again with clarity and purpose. Following this contemplative period, physical practice would begin. But here again, the approach was different from what most people imagine. The samurai did not rush into intense training or complex techniques. Instead, they began with the fundamentals, with basic movements practiced so slowly and deliberately that each motion became a form of moving meditation. A single sword draw might take several minutes, with complete attention given to every millimeter of movement. This was not about building strength or speed in those early morning hours. It was about building awareness, about training the mind and body to move as one unified system. The morning ritual also included what modern people might recognize as a form of journaling, though again, the samurai would not have used this term. Many warriors kept what were called Nikki, records not of events but of observations, lessons, and reflections. After their morning practice, they would write briefly about what they had noticed, what they had learned, or what required further attention. These were not long entries filled with emotion or storytelling. They were concise, precise observations written with the same clarity that characterized everything else in the morning ritual. Perhaps the most crucial aspect of the morning star ritual was what the samurai did not do. They did not check messages or news. They did not engage in conversation. They did not eat or drink anything beyond perhaps a small cup of water. They protected the purity of those early hours with absolute discipline, understanding that once the noise of the world entered their consciousness, the special clarity of morning would be lost. In our modern context, this means no phones, no email, no social media, no news feeds. Nothing that places other people's agendas and demands ahead of your own inner clarity. The samurai also understood that this ritual was not something you did when you felt motivated or when you had time. It was non-negotiable, practiced every single day regardless of circumstances, whether or how tired they felt. They knew that motivation is unreliable, that feelings change like the weather, but that commitments, when honored consistently, build the foundation of an unshakable character. The morning star ritual was not about achieving a special experience or feeling a certain way. It was about showing up day after day, training the mind to be present and focused regardless of internal or external conditions. The results of this practice were not immediately obvious to outsiders. A samurai who followed the morning star ritual did not suddenly gain supernatural abilities or perform miraculous feats, but over time, something profound shifted. They developed a quality of presence that others could feel but rarely understand. They made decisions with unusual clarity. They remained calm in situations that threw others into panic. They saw opportunities that others missed and avoided traps that others fell into. Their consistency in small things built a foundation that held firm when everything else was shaking. In our modern world, we face different battles than the samurai did. We do not typically face enemies with swords on physical battlefields, but we face constant assaults on our attention, endless demands on our energy, and a culture that glorifies busyness while producing little of lasting value. The morning star ritual offers us a way to reclaim the most precious resource we have, not our time, but our clarity of mind and purity of purpose. The practice does not require special equipment or elaborate preparation. It requires only the willingness to rise before the chaos begins, to sit in stillness before the noise starts, to face the direction of the rising sun and witness the transition from darkness to light. It requires the courage to protect those early hours from all distractions, all demands, all interruptions. And it requires the commitment to show up every single day, whether you feel like it or not, whether you slept well or poorly, whether yesterday was a victory or a defeat. The samurai knew a truth that our modern culture has forgotten. How you begin your day determines the quality of everything that follows. A warrior who starts the morning scattered will remain scattered all day. A warrior who starts the morning reactive will spend the whole day reacting. But a warrior who starts the morning centered, clear, and present carries that quality into every challenge and decision ahead. So the question is not whether the morning star ritual works. The question is whether you have the discipline to practice it consistently enough to discover its power for yourself. The star appears every morning, marking the transition from darkness to light. The only question is whether you will be awake to witness it. Thank you for watching.